Pokemon Duel trainers, no more anecdotal evidence about salty booster pulls. Here are the hard facts. This is the video you've all been waiting for. Without further ado, it's showtime! We could be. What's up, trainers? It's your host, Professor Showtime, here with another exciting, with another informative, with another educational episode of Pokemon Duel. Boom! Back at it like Pokemon Duel addicts, and boy, do I have a special show for you guys. I'm here with trainer Tyler Murray, aka TJM SSL, member of the X Clan. Welcome to the big show, Tyler Murray. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks for taking the time out to spend time with us, man. And the reason why having Tyler Murray on the show is because he did something that we've all been thinking about. You know, this is the episode we've all been waiting for, and we didn't even know it yet. Tyler Murray actually tracked his booster pulls for the past 100 days.
Yeah, it was tedious. It wasn't that fun, but I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, so I can only imagine that it was tedious, man. I mean, but what made you want to track something like this in the first place?
Yeah, because I started playing this game back when the Legendary Bird banner was. I don't know if there's anyone out there that remembers that banner.
Yep, I do.
Yeah, it was like, oh my gosh, multiple hits for 110. That's OP, like that's crazy. And now 110's garbage. But anyways, yeah. So I've been playing for a pretty long time, I guess, and I noticed I just remember my pulls being so much better just across the board, gyms, time boosters, just in general. And
yep.
I charted time boosters. I didn't chart my boxes because we already know the percentages and stuff like that
right.
that you buy with gems. But I'm someone who I spend on the $7.99, the $3.99 gem sale, the
which
most
is pretty efficient. Which is pretty efficient.
Yeah. And there's some people that are free to play. There's some people that, spend more. And either way you do it is awesome to me. I love that, there's so many people that are involved in the game. But, I like to, push high up each month. And I like to, try to compete with the best players and, be high 3,000s and whatnot.
You compete with the best players because you're in the X Clan, right? You guys got some pretty high players in the X Clan.
We do. Yeah, there's some 4,300, 4,200. Now, I'm not that good.
Whoa.
But, yeah, it's crazy. People are really, really good, and I want to be able to get to 4,000 eventually. I want to compete with those 3,800 players, and since I don't necessarily spend as much as a lot of those players do, I have to be as efficient as possible with my resources, my gems, my metals, my cubes. So I just wanted to get as efficient as possible and chart, what I can expect from a rainbow box or what I can expect from a gym box if I pull it immediately just after one win. So I want to be as efficient as possible. So that's kind of why I decided to do this.
Wow. So we'll definitely get into the gym boxes in a minute because that's really a real crafty way of doing it. Just pulling just after one will. We'll talk about that in a bit, but let's just get right into it. So Tyler Murray has charted 100 days worth of data, and it's 100 consecutive days, right, Tyler Murray?
Yep. 100 straight days.
Yeah. So 100 days in a row. And what he's found is that he's pulled 46 rainbow boxes, 63 gold boxes, 48 purple boxes, 22 blue boxes, 15 white boxes, 43 black boxes, of course 100 dailies, and 116 gems. What numbers or what combination of numbers stand out to you the most when you look at this?
Yeah, so I had a lot of preconceived notions kind of going into this. I expected I wasn't going to get many rainbow boosters because, that's what you always think. You're like, oh man, I keep playing this game and it's like I haven't gotten a rainbow booster. Yep. But actually, it was I got 46, but what's interesting is I didn't get many blue or white. So wow. I got 22 and 15. So if you combine that, just 37. That's less than all the other ones. If we're just looking at time boosters,
right.
And I kind of started thinking, like, why might that be? They're the worst boxes. You get nothing. You get a common almost every time. It's trash. So honestly, you would think the devs would want that because, that's going to make us, we got to spend money on gems to actually get figures that are usable. But in reality, it makes sense to me because I took a 2-month break kind of last fall, and it was just because of game fatigue. It got to be a job, it got to be a chore. It's where I have to get on my phone, I got to open this box. And everyone knows how it can be. It can get tedious. And blue boxes and white boxes kind of add to that. So when I get a blue box or a white box, I get kind of annoyed because I'm like, man, I'm gonna get my millionth Zubat and some common ingot. It's gonna be trash. And on top of that, I need to make sure that now I'm on my phone again in an hour, so then I can open another box, and then I gotta play a game so that I can have a box in that slot, so then I can open up something after. It's just tedious, and it makes you just tied to your phone. And it's not good for the longevity of the game because I think it wears people out. Right.
So you get kind of like game fatigue. So the developers smartened up. They said, hey, we're not going to bore you with blue boxes and white boxes because we don't want you to have to come back to the game after an hour, or you want you to have to come back to the game after 3 hours. We don't want to force you back into the game. So they don't want you to get what they call game fatigue, right? They want you to play because you want to play, not because you have to play. But then there's a happy medium because they bombard you with gold boosters, don't they?
Yeah, 63 gold boosters. That was the most. I think it was about 26.6. Yeah, 26.6%. Next highest was 20.3. So it's not a huge margin more, but it's definitely noticeable.
Right.
My guess would be just because it takes 12 hours. You can play it. I pop gold boosters before I go to sleep.
Right.
So that in the morning, I don't have to play right away. I don't. It doesn't open overnight. I maximize my hours. So gold boosters actually aren't that annoying to me because it gives me plenty of time, and it's also good for the devs because they only give 2 figures. You usually don't get very much, and we can get into the rates in a little bit, but the rates aren't very good. You don't get a whole lot, so it's honestly it works out for both parties.
Yeah, man. I mean, so they give us gold boosters, because the rates are not the greatest. They don't stockpile us with blue and white boosters because we're going to get game fatigue. But as you said, we can get right into the rates. Let's look at the rates. In your data, EX cubes were not too EX figures were not too plentiful. It looks like you only got 2 EX figures from rainbow boosters over the past 100 days.
Yeah,
is that right?
8 total figures over 100 days.
Is that a typo? Or is that?
No, I swear that is
8 true. EX figures over 100 days. Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah, it's not ideal. I mean, it's less than 1 every 10 days. And I'm not gonna lie, this data is not meant to scare you away from the game, but it is kind of putting facts to some dismal and kind of disappointing things. But when I get a rainbow box, I know when I was first starting this game, I know this isn't just me having hindsight, but I remember at least at 1 out of every 10 boxes, right? You got an EX or 1 every 8. Come on, of course. Now, I mean, I got 2 out of every 46, or out of 46. So what was that? 4.3% of the boxes had come on, I'm not even excited now. Since I've done this data, I don't even get excited when I get a rainbow booster because it's not going to be getting good. I'm just going to get another rare, and most likely the rare is going to be garbage. It's disappointing.
Yeah, because we all remember opening a rainbow booster box and saying, hey, I'm gonna get an EX. I remember tapping the screen more fervently, or just being excited. Yeah, taking a screenshot or getting ready to take the screenshot. You just hope it's a good EX. But now we think we're not going to get an EX, and according to the data, it looks like that's true. We're out of 46 boxes, 2 EXs. Dismal.
Yeah, I just hope for a good rare now. I hope I get a Sabwai or something that's I can use that. It's okay, I can play with that. I can actually use that in something. But if you want to look in the data, I thought it was interesting to calculate drop rates 2 ways. One way was per box. So with a rainbow booster, since we're talking about those, there's 3 figures that you're going to get in each box, whereas purple you're only going to get 2, white, blue you're going to get 1, gold you're going to get 2.
Right.
So I wanted to calculate what's the chance that any of those figures in the box are an EX, and then I wanted to calculate what's the chance that I'm getting per figure. So if we look at rainbow, I pulled 46 boxes. So 2 EX, that was 4.3% of the boxes had an EX. If we look at per figure, if we break it down per figure, it was 138 figures, 1.4%. Yikes, that sounds awful. And it is. And if you look at gold per figure, it's 0.8%. That was horrible as well. 1.6 per box.
Because you're taking 63 gold boxes times 2 because there's 2 figures, so 126 figures, so 1 EX out of 126 figures. That's what you're looking at, right?
Yeah. We're gonna get a little numbery, so it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to not keep it super dry.
Right.
But at black boxes, I actually had the best chance of getting an EX. So 43 boxes versus 46 boxes, and I got the same amount of EXs. So 4.7% of the boxes had an EX. Whereas if you break down per figure, because it gets even worse for rainbows that way, because black boxes, remember, you can only get 2 figures in there.
Right.
And I'm still getting the same amount of EXs, so it was, 2.3% of the figures were EXs versus 1.4 to rainbow. So kind of what all that means, listen, I don't think that rainbow boxes actually have worse EX drop rates than black boxes. I just think that's just how the cookie crumbled, how the chips fell.
Right.
But what is interesting to know, and my data kind of supports this across every part, cube, ingot, and figure, is that just because you're guaranteed a rare in a rainbow versus an uncommon in a gold or nothing in a blue or a black or whatever, doesn't mean you're more likely to get an EX in the rainbow. It just means you're more likely to get you're going to get that rare.
Wow, that's interesting, because the devs they highlight, hey, you're guaranteed a rare or above in a rainbow box.
Yep.
So you psychologically, your mind is thinking, hey, I'm gonna get a rare or higher. Automatically, your mind goes to the higher part, right? But what you're saying, but what you're saying is not. It's not true. You're saying that what they did, they just trumped up the rate of the rares, and what you're saying, they probably kept the same drop rate of the EX and UX figures.
100%. I think the data kind of backs that up. If you look at the percentages,
right.
Rainbow, it was less than black, and it wasn't that much better than purple.
Right.
If you look at it in gold and all these, it's disappointing because even the rainbow box, it has rainbow lights. Like that's EX is associated with rainbow. It's like they're trying to make you think that, like, oh, you get all excited and hype. I know I did. Now I don't, which is kind of sad.
Right.
But yeah, I just hope for a good rare now.
Right.
Yeah.
But hold on, Tyler Murray. Did you forget to finish this spreadsheet? Because I don't see any UX figures in your pulls.
Yeah, I have not pulled a single UX figure unless it was something that I purchased with gems, which sucks. For a while, I really didn't care for getting UX figures because I didn't like megas. I never used megas other than Gengar.
Right.
But now that we have Ultra Beasts, like, I have gotten the worst luck with Ultra Beasts. The only 2 that I have, one that I matted was Circuitry when I was running an electric deck. Because I mean, you have to have it if you're running an electric deck.
Right.
And then I pulled Guzzlord, which I know you kind of like Guzzlord, but no offense, it's the worst Ultra Beast probably. Like, so I don't have any of those Celesteelas, Pheromosas, Nihiligos, and I'm not pulling them unless my luck turns around. I'm not going to get them before they're.
Yeah, I remember, like, I whale hard. I nicknamed myself Whale Lord, and I matted my entire Ultra Beast team, which is weird. Like, I pull, and I didn't keep track. I was like, hey, no, maybe it's just I'm not lucky. But yeah, the entire Ultra Beast team.
I wish I could. I'd want to run an Ultra Beast deck because that's the best stuff right now. I mean, it's top of the meta. But yeah, I just have to counter it. That's my only way to do it.
All right, so let's move on to cubes. It looks like, first of all, that was rather interesting that we only got 8 EXs in the span of 100 days, it's really mind-boggling to me. But let's look at the cubes for a second. Out of the cubes, this stat just jumps out at me. We only got 7 EX cubes out of 100 days?
Yeah, so I got 7 out of 100 days, so that's, whatever that is, 13 or so days, I'd get an EX cube. So, and if I was playing, I'll say the devs have done better at giving EX cubes for events and stuff, so you can get stuff that way. But if you're trying to take a figure to 10 off of just the boxes that you're opening, it's not going to happen for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, like 3 months, and you can't even take a figure to chain level 10. Mm-hmm. I mean, some people don't have the time to play events, like it's just like a time mismatch, or some people just don't like playing events. So if you're dedicated just to playing the game, it's gonna take a really long time to get a figure to level 10. And So what you think? You should take figures to level 10 right away, or should you upgrade them incrementally?
Yeah, definitely do not upgrade incrementally. I never thought that way, so I guess that reaffirmed some already correct thinking me, but
Right.
almost never. I mean, there's maybe some certain figures if you're constantly facing, neutral, 140 versus 140, maybe bump it to 141.
Right.
But in general, you want to just save until you can get something and take it to 10 right away. Because if I had, 100 days ago when I started this, my deck looks a lot different than it does today.
Right.
Sometimes, there's certain figures that had tons of longevity, like a Zapdos or a Tapu Koko.
Right.
So sure, maybe you should, invest EX cubes into those, but you might as well just wait until you can take it to 10, because otherwise, it could get replaced, and then you wasted those cubes.
Right.
So definitely,
Right.
this data supports that thinking.
Yeah, because the problem is if you try to power creep, if you try to like invest as you get the EX cubes, a power creep is just going to come along, and you're probably not going to play that figure, and you can't take back the cube. Once you fuse it on the Pokemon, that's it. But yes, so only 7 EX cubes out of 100 days. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and if you look at it too, it backs up what I was talking about with figures. Like, you're not necessarily better. You don't have a better chance of getting an EX cube with a rainbow than you do with a gold or a purple or something. I actually got more EX cubes from gold and purple boxes.
Right.
So, with rainbow, you're not guaranteed a rare cube or whatever. But still, there's a fallacy that whenever you pull a rainbow box in, I'm gonna get better stuff from it. It's not true.
Right. Because you're getting like more EX cubes from gold and purple figures than the EX. So yeah, what we're saying might be true. They might hold the pull rates the same for EXs. Maybe they increase it for the rares, but yeah, they're not giving it out. They're pretty stingy, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, from playing this game more than a year now, I've kind of come to realize that, they got to make money. So props to them for making a great game, first off. I mean, I still play it. It's a good game. But, they got to make their money, and they're they can get a little bit greedy there. But, they make a good game. And so hats off to them for that. But, yeah, I mean, they want you to not really get stuff from, time boosters so that you then spend gems. That's how the business works.
Wow.
So I get that. But it is kind of disappointing in some of it.
Wow. So all you trainers out there, what do you want to take away from this is you want to hold your green EX cubes until you're certain that you can take a figure to level 10, because
you better be sure you're going to keep that figure too.
Yep. Let's move on a little bit to the Ignites a little bit. So with the Ignites, it looks like you've gotten some EX Ignites, right? It's a little bit more, than the rest, But at the same time, the most EXs you've gotten were from white boxes.
Yeah, it's kind of funny actually.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of know. It's
another typo, random, right? Another typo?
No, it's just that's really random and really weird. But again, I don't think that the rates for an EX ingot are higher in a white box. Like, I think it's just that's how it happened. But again, it supports that same notion that I got 2 EX from a rainbow, so it doesn't matter. Like, the rates are the same. Like,
the rates are not increased.
The rates are close to the same.
Yep. Yep. I agree with you. The rates are exactly the same, according to your data for the EXs. Yeah. Now with the rares, they may increase the rares a little bit, because it looks like you got 11 rares from the rainbow, and 7 from and 2 from the white.
Yeah. Yeah. So that there may be something there. But in general, if you look at this data and you kind of take it all apart, it's not really that correlated.
Right. It looks like the EXs are extremely random, and it looks like the EXs are just split amongst, equally, like they're just not given an increased rate of EXs. They may be given an increased rate of rares, but the EXs are definitely constant.
And something I didn't even realize actually going into this, and maybe you guys all are smarter than me and realize it, but I didn't know you couldn't get common or uncommon ingots and metals from daily boxes.
Yep.
I didn't know that. So the lowest you can get is a rare. So I mean, that's kind of cool. But yeah. So that was also something to note.
Fun fact from Tyler Murray. All right, and let's move on to the metals. I'm moving on to the metals right now, and again, I'm seeing just one EX from your medals.
Yeah, and it was the rainbow box, but it was just. I mean, I got a far more rares in my gold and purple versus rainbow, so I mean, I think again, it's just not really that correlated, and I think it just shows that the drop rates for cubes, ingots, metals are pretty much the same across the board per box. So if you get a rainbow box versus a blue box, don't think that you're necessarily gonna get a better cube or something.
Yeah, but out of 46 rainbows, you only got one EX. Like this, yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah. Now let's fast forward to what everybody wants to see, the Carbonite, right? The Carbonite is what everybody wants to see. Let's fast forward into the Carbonite. And I thought this was really interesting. Like it blew my mind when I seen what the Carbonite does. So all right, so you can only get Carbonite from black boosters, right? And you got 43 black boosters, and you got you got 5 Carbonite 20 times. You got 10 Carbonite 11 times, 20 Carbonite 6 times, 30 Carbonite 4 times, and 40 Carbonite 2 times. If we add that all up, you know, it looks like it's about 500, 600, 620. Is that right?
530 total Carbonite.
530 Carbonite.
Yeah.
So out of 100 days, you got 530 Carbonite.
Yeah. So
that can't be true. That can't be true, Tyler Murray.
Yep. So
530 Carbonite out of 100 days.
Yeah. Not counting. If we don't count events, if we don't count monthly ranking,
right?
You can take 1 EX to level 10. Like that is so sad. I don't know. That makes me sad. I mean, I don't get any of those Ultra Beasts like we're talking about, so I don't have to really worry about it. But yeah, you couldn't even take an Ultra Beast to level 10 if you wanted to, just off of your black boxes in 100 days. Like
100 days of grind. 100 days of grinding. You can't take 1 UX figure to level 10. Impossible.
That sounds awful to me.
And if you take an EX figure, you can only take 1 EX figure to level 10.
Yeah, and when you get a black box, my data, I get 46.5% of the time, I only got 5 Carbonite. So about half the time, you get the lowest amount of Carbonite you can get. Which again is just really disappointing.
Oh man, wow. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I never really, you know, I always talked about save your Carbonite, you know, and I'm not gonna go into that because I don't want to parse this video into that. But this data right here shows like, yeah, you should really save your Carbonite for figures that you really want. Yep. But yeah, so let's look at the gym boxes for a second. Yeah, because that's something that you had like a little trick that you do, right? Let's explain the trick to the viewers so that they can see what you were doing versus what you're doing now with the gym boxes. Yeah,
so a couple times during this whole process, I kept thinking, you know, man, do I just have a, you know, hindsight, you know, it's 2020. I kept thinking that, like, man, maybe I just envisioned my rates last summer were better, but I know they weren't based on my gyms. I know that they were based on my gyms. So every gym, I knew I was going to get, you know, every gym or two, I was going to get an EX, like pretty much every time. And the way I would do it is I would just try to maximize as many figures as I can pull. So I'm pulling after every win.
So every time you won a gym match, you didn't continue. You just accepted your prize.
I actually have never gotten an 11 win streak until this last gym because I changed the way I approach gyms, and that, again, going back to my initial statement, is why I want to do this, because I want to be able to maximize how I'm playing this game to get the best stuff. And this changed how I play the game, so it made it worth it for me. So at 116, I just pulled after 116 wins. I just pulled every single time.
Every single time you pulled.
Yep, and it's horrible. Like, it's disgusting. This is the worst data, this is the worst finding in all of it. And it confirmed that, you know, month after month, I just stopped. I was like, I'm not getting any EXs from gyms, and I'm rarely getting any rares. And look, I got no EXs, no UXs, and two rares. I don't remember what they were. They were probably garbage. Like, come on. Like, most of the rares are garbage. It probably wasn't Sableye, or it wasn't Combuskin, or something that's actually usable. And then 20 uncommons, 94 commons. So 81% of my pulls were common.
Oh my goodness gracious.
It's horrible.
Let's pause for a second. So you pulled 116 times, and you only got a massive amount, 94 commons, no EXs and 2 rares. Yeah. So I too, like, I have anecdotal evidence. You know, nothing as precise as this, but I remember getting EX figures from gyms like frequently. You know, and I remember pulling after 1 and 2 wins, and because I lost after the second one in getting something. But now, according to this, look, nothing. And definitely no UXs, right?
Yeah. Well, I haven't gotten a UX ever unless I had gems on it. Whatever. But so if we look at this data, like, unless you're a new player and you're just trying to amass figures, which totally makes sense, definitely just pull after 1 if you're a new figure, or a new player, because odds are you're not going to have the figures to actually get very far towards that 11 win. So you might as well just rack up figures and rack up metal and coins from it, and just, you know, fuse those crap commons and go that way. So I definitely recommend that if you're a new player. However, if you're a player like me who's played for a while, or you know, maybe not even as long as me, and you're just trying to amass EXs and just figures that I can get chains on, and just continue to just try to get as many playable figures, which is all I'm trying to do, to stay alive in this meta, you shouldn't be pulling every time. And actually, I went for 11 wins last time, and what do you know? I got an EX. It was a Blastoise, but you know, not usable. But again, maybe we'll get those water buffs someday.
Yeah, we're gonna get the water buffs, and Greninja is gonna get an ability. You know, the devs are not gonna go behind our back and produce Ash Greninja or something like that. We're not gonna get a new Greninja, the same Greninja with an actual ability. You know, and
don't worry, they buffed the white figure that no one wants to hit anyway, so they made it so much better.
It's hitting for 70 now, right?
Yeah, you know, everyone Carmenites that down too, but good thing they buffed that. But anyways, yeah, I mean, you should obviously don't try to gem your way all the way up, but you know, I got to, I think it was 8 or 9 wins, and I lost. So I spent 10 gems, and then I won my next matches and got all the way to 11. I mean, that was worth it to me. I wouldn't have done that in the past. I would have just kept pulling every time, and I got an EX. So I basically spent, you know, other than my time and whatever, and my opportunity cost of not getting those 11 commons or whatever, but it was worth it to me. I got an EX. Like,
it was worth it. It was worth it.
Allocation of my resources.
Yeah, so definitely. So guys, so trainers out there, don't pull after 1 win like we used to, or if you were thinking about pulling after 1 win, because look at it, 81% of your pulls are going to be commons. You know, try to grind it to your 10, 11 wins, and hopefully you can get an EX. Hopefully. Yeah.
Hopefully it's playable too.
Yep. So, Tyler Murray, in closing, anything you want to mention in closing? You think we covered it all, or what?
No, I just think, you know, this game's awesome, and I want it to continue to be awesome. And I wish these numbers were better, because it's hard to stay relevant if you haven't been playing for a while or you don't spend a lot of money. So, you know, other than, you know, YouTubers like you guys, you know, helping make it, you know, bringing it to new audiences and making the game better, and introducing all sorts of new content and ways to play, I think the devs need to do a little bit better job, and maybe relook at how they're attacking, giving, you know, time boosters and stuff, just to, because, you know, there's tons of free-to-play players, and there's tons of players like me that don't spend a lot of money, that, you know, kind of get shafted a little bit with some of these polls, and I just hope that things kind of change a little bit.
Well, I can almost guarantee that after this video gets out there, and, you know, the Pokemon Duel trainers out there make some noise, and you guys in your respective Discord posts, I know X-Clan has a nice Discord. You're a member of the X-Clan, and you're an active member of the Discord as well, right? You guys will start, and you guys will start chatting, and it'll get over to Reddit, and somebody from the devs will see it, and I think they may tweak it, you know, because these are hard facts numbers, right? Obviously they knew the numbers, but now we know the numbers as well. So yeah, so Tyler Murray, thanks for stopping by, man.
No, thanks for having me. I was happy to do this.
Yeah, man, this was a blast. I mean, 100 days of dedication. Shout out to Tyler Murray. You can find him on the X-Clan's Discord. Tyler Murray is not a YouTuber yet, right?
Yeah, probably won't be.
Right.
It's time consuming. You grind. You put a lot of time in Showtime.
Yeah.
Like, hats off to you.
Yeah.
Maybe someday, but yeah, not right now.
Right. So cool.
We'll
So if you want to talk to Tyler Murray, you can check him out on X Clan's Discord. Of course.
Live streams. Yeah.
Yep. Of course. Yep. Of course, in the live streams, of course, as well. And you can check him out on the brand new Discord for the Showtime channel. So guys, in the comments down below, let us know how you feel about your booster pulls. You know, how frequently do you guys get EX cubes? How frequently do you guys get EX figures? Let us know in the comments down below. And remember, if you want to catch big fish, you have to go where the water is deep. And Pokemon Duel is not just a game, it's a serious game. This is Tyler Murray and Showtime signing off. Peace, trainers.